Welcome all. Another Friday evening Axanar Confidential. I am Alec Peters, your host. Thank you. And hey, thank you for Trey McElwain and his lead-in show on Axanar Comics, which many of you were over there with Trey. And listen, Trey does, Trey does an amazing job. I am so impressed with the way his show is. He's just continued to improve as a host, and holy shit, it looked good. So good job, Trey. And it's good to see everyone here. Darren Means, editor extraordinaire. Darren Means is one of the stalwarts of Axanar video editors, and just super nice guy from Montana, I believe, just middle of nowhere. Of course, but gorgeous state. You may only have 34 people in that state, but oh my God, is Montana beautiful. So that's Darren Means. I want to call out Darren because he's such a good guy. He really is. Trey is here. So Trey McElwain of Axanar Comics. Sci-Fi Nation, how are you? Ron Belts, Herb Bluntman. A lot of the regulars there. Let's see. Troy Light. Hello, Troy Light. How are you? Adega Outlaw, hope you are doing well, my friend. KB, Silver Bullet, how are you, Axafam? He says, we are doing great. It's good to see you. Claude Salling, how are you? So yeah, looks like, who am I missing? JFM is there. Quantum, Steve Ott, Mr. Thompson, all you guys. So, hey, JFM says, all I can say about Star Wars is if Toshiro Mifune had been cast as Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of Alec Guinness, the Empire and the Sith would have been wiped out in about 15 minutes. That would have been really cool, huh? But Alec Guinness, listen, legendary actor. And, I think, it's interesting. You go back and you look at Star Wars, and I saw recently an edit where they redid the lightsaber scene between Ben and Darth Vader. You got to remember that movie is, how old is that? 40 years old, that movie? So a little over 42 now, is it? So movie making was different. I think it's a testament to how good most of that movie is. You look at 40, I was just looking at another 40-year-old, not even, a 30-year-old movie, and it was awful. So, looking back at Star Wars, the things that are, like the lightsaber duel isn't great, but there's so much good stuff in that movie. So, I give it credit. So let's see Iowa is watching, Wade Barnett says. All right, Montana has more than 34 people, maybe 3,400. Cats Meow, how are you? So anyway, good to see everyone. What are we at? We're at 35. Okay, that's a good regular audience. So listen, tonight it's about Rise of Skywalker. And listen, I told you, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about the movie. If you have not seen the movie, why the hell not? And just letting you know, we're going to spoil it, okay? Because we're going to talk about the movie. Yeah. One of my volleyball mentors was the head coach at Montana, Bozeman, for a while. Yeah, Bill Neville. Al Gray says we have 1.4 million all in the same family tree. Oh gosh. Silver Bullet says Blazing Saddles stands the test of time. Yeah, listen, there's lots of movies that stand the test of time. You had one of my favorite top 3 movies of all time is Lawrence of Arabia. That movie holds up, but it's David Lean. It's Sir David Lean, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. So yeah, of course it stands up. Justin Ebanks, how are you? Wade Barnett, Iowa's the birthplace of James C. Kirk in the original timeline. Yes, it is. Okay. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I was listening today to Kevin Smith's review. He doesn't call it a review. He calls it a recap of the Rise of Skywalker, right? And it was really good. I mean, Kevin Smith I could listen to the guy all day, right? The guy's an amazing talent. He is simply amazing. And he's one of us. And that's one of the things that does it for you about Kevin Smith, right? He's one of us. And so I really like Kevin, and I love. So I was just listening to him. Hey, Pee Wee, come here. Pee Wee has been following me around. He is absolutely attached to me ever since Mojo left, and Shane is taking good care of Mojo. But come here, Pee Wee. Ever since Mojo left, Pee Wee has just totally changed behavior, right? Yeah, come here, Pee Wee. Come here. And now he's totally attached to me. He sleeps in the bed at night. Wants to always be in my lap. I mean, if my laptop is in my lap, he gets really pissed off. Come on, Pee Wee. Come here. Come here. Now his tail's going a mile a minute. Anyway, so Kevin Smith, I was listening to it all day because I had to drive all the way over to, we're going to talk about it, the storage units where the sets for the First Frontier, Star Trek First Frontier are, right? So, yeah. So if you haven't read about that, what I've posted on the website was Kenny Smith, who was the executive producer of Star Trek First Frontier, which is the full-length Star Trek fan film about Robert April and the first voyage of the Enterprise. Where'd Pee Wee go? He's over here. He's had these sets for 4 years. Literally, since the moment we came to Atlanta, I've been trying to get these sets from him. I'm like, dude, why don't you bring them to the studio? You know, why are you paying for storage? Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, finally he decides he's tired of paying for storage. And he was like, well, maybe I'll put them on eBay. I'm like, dude, no one's going to buy them. No one's going to buy your sets, especially because you don't even know what you have. You don't even know what you're selling, you know? So, and he was like, yeah, you're right. So we agreed, and we're taking him. We're picking him up tomorrow. It's half a bridge. I've got the photos up online on our website. Go to axanar.com and check them out. And there's a transporter room. There's a couple sick bay beds, a couple other things. The console for the bridge is awesome. We don't get the captain's chair, but that's okay because we have a captain's chair. We just don't have the gooseneck, but we're okay. No Budget Productions is here. No Budget Productions says, thought I'd join you tonight. Even though I'm sick, I've been looking forward to watching a show for a while. Well, welcome, No Budget. Yes, Sci-Fi Nation, Silent Bob, Kevin Smith. Yes, indeed. That's the same one. So I've been listening to him all day. He's awesome. It's such a joy to listen to Kevin Smith because he's such a geek. So, and he made some great points. You know, I haven't finished. I didn't get to the ending yet. I got home and Dale Simpson, our director of security, associate producer, was here. And so I didn't get to listen to this. But anyway, there's some great stuff he has. And so I urge you to listen to his version of things, right? So, yeah. Hey, so we're going to talk about Rise of Skywalker. Here's one thing. I think we're going to do this every time. Every Friday night for Axanar Confidential, for you loyal live listeners, you guys pick one item in the Axanar Studio, the Aries Studio store. Okay? Pick one item, and we'll give it away at half off for just for the duration of this show. Okay? It's very easy for me to change any item in there and make it half off. But any of the things, the only thing I'm going to say is not the newest thing, which is the Aries patch set. I can't do that at half off. But anything else you guys want, say, hey, Alec, why don't we make this half off? And if you guys kind of come to an agreement, I'll just change it on the fly and you guys can go buy it for half off. Remember, everything from the Aries Studio store benefits the studio, not Axanar. It benefits the studio. And the studio, God, we're right in the middle of this. Oh, it's such a pain in the neck getting your 501c3, but it'll be worth it. So let's see. Troy Light says, I respect JJ's attempt to fix Rian Johnson's Last Jedi debacle, but it still takes away from the Luke and Anakin sacrifices. Their legacies are made null and void. I don't know about that. Okay, that's an interesting take. I'm not sure I agree. I kind of see where you're going. The whole fact that we come into this trilogy and really nothing's changed, right? I think that's where my original problem was. Like, oh wait, so the First Order that's basically the Empire. right? The First Order was basically the Empire, just with the bigger, badder Death Star, stupid Death Star, and they still got a fleet. They still wear black. It's the Empire, but it's just under a different name. And Snoke's the Emperor, just under a different name. And just, I think that's where it initially went wrong. Like, I don't want to fight the First Order, right? And how much more impactful would it have been if the first two movies were setting up that the Emperor's still alive and he's built this fleet out in the middle of nowhere. But there were other challenges rather than the First Order they were fighting. And let's face it, Force Awakens is just a rehash of New Hope, right? It's visually good. Hey, listen, here's my take on JJ. I think JJ is a lot like Zack Snyder, and I like them both. I like both of these guys. And I think their visual storytelling is really, really, really strong. Really strong. They are great visual cinematographers. They can create just beautiful images on the screen, right? Zack Snyder's the same way. But they both kind of, the stories are where the movie is imperfect. I'm not going to say bad, just say imperfect. Where I would like to see things a little stronger. I love Zack Snyder. Love 300. Brilliant. Sucker Punch was an interesting movie. It was kind of like an experimental movie, I would almost say. It's interesting. I like Batman versus Superman. The director's cut was way better. So anyway, that's kind of my take on that. So let's see. Let me just No Budget Production says these live chats are addicting. I love the people. Yeah, we have great people. Axafam is awesome. Paul is here. Paul Osborne, senior parking supervisor for Axanar. I'm just checking out. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about the movie. I assume you've all seen it. Pee-wee, where'd Pee-wee go? I guess he took off. The movie starts off, right, with a great scene montage, as Kevin Smith called it, of Kylo Ren kicking ass. Murder porn, as Kevin said. And I kind of agree. It's kind of like, wow, he's killing a lot of people. So that's where it starts. So it kind of sets this dark tone, and it's like, oh, wow, okay, he's back and he's kicking ass. And Pee-wee wants up. So excuse me, everyone. Yeah, there he is. Everyone say hi to Pee-wee. Yep. Yeah, there he is. So if Darren, you haven't seen it, you're gonna have to turn off your volume because we are talking about this movie. Riz Rick, huh? Hey, I think you're new. BVS was Batman vs Superman was a film that was a bunch of great scenes but no real cohesive story. I don't know. I think there was a cohesive story there. I just don't think it was a great story. That's my issue with that movie. But and I really liked Lex Luthor. I mean, I may be alone in the world at that, but I was like, it may not be my favorite Lex Luthor. Certainly, Smallville Lex Luthor is my favorite. But what I liked about this Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman was, listen, as an actor, you make choices. Right, and one of Jesse Eisenberg's job was to make a choice about what this Lex Luthor was like, and he made a choice. You may not like that choice. The director obviously liked that choice, and that's what's important, right? So yeah. So there we go. So here's Pee-wee. Yep, hey, everyone. Here's Pee-wee. Oh, my little boy. How you doing, buddy? He saw his buddy Dale Simpson, who he goes nuts over today. Okay, so I can't talk about Mandalorian because I haven't seen it yet, so we'll talk about that in the future. So the movie sets up that there's this fleet at this planet, which remind me the pronunciation of that planet, but Darth Vader. It sets up with Kylo Ren is trying to go find the Emperor Palpatine. We know that Emperor Palpatine's been broadcasting to the galaxy, right? And Kylo Ren's like, where's this guy? I'm going to go kill him. And so he has to find this device that'll lead him to this planet in this lost systems. So he finds it, and he goes. This is all right off the bat in the beginning of the movie. And he goes and he confronts Palpatine, and Palpatine's like, "No, dude, you don't want to kill me. You want to work with me here. I want you. I kind of want you to be the next big badass Sith." So Kylo Ren leaves, and he talks about Rey. He's like, what about Rey? And the Emperor's like, not who you think she is. And so now we're into Rey's story. Now, the interesting thing is, we get right off the bat, we get into Finn and Poe on the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca, right? They're playing chess, which is awesome. And we get I love the fact that this movie does a lot of touchstones back to the original, right? To the original trilogy. We got lots of little things. There's lots of little Easter eggs, some that I have no clue what they are, because I'm not a Star Wars geek like I am a Star Trek geek. But JJ's a Star Trek geek, and a Star Wars geek. I'm sorry. He's a Star Wars geek. He loves Star Wars. And you can tell, right? These are fan films. So he's giving you all the good stuff that you want, right? Let me see. Panda 44, how are you? So Paul Osborne, Sternval Alk says Mandalorian in 8 episodes has more tension, suspense, and character development than all the sequel trilogy. That doesn't surprise me, right? Trey Malcolm Wayne agrees. And Panda says, when can I see Axanar? Dude, you need to follow all our social media where we talk about it all the time, and we're going to have an FAQ up soon this summer. Chill out. This summer we'll have it up. So and here's what I liked in this movie. I love the character development in this movie, right? I really feel like we didn't get that I mean, Last Jedi is such a muddled mess. Ugh, what a disaster of a movie. I hated it. I just hated that movie. I wish they had just let JJ do the whole trilogy and see what he could have come up with, because Last Jedi was a mess. But in this one, I'm really into Poe. I'm really into Finn. I'm really into Rey, right? So we have a trilogy of characters a la Star Trek, and they really work well together, and we see a lot of good stuff. I'd love to see a little more Chewie. Don't think he had as much to do as I would have liked to have seen. I mean, he gets captured and all right. But there are a lot of characters. Now, Leia, loved Leia in this movie more than last movie. I didn't dig the whole Mary Poppins thing in the last movie. This movie, boy, I think she's right on point. Just enough Leia, and they tie that up really nicely, right? Tie it up really nicely. So now the big thing is, what do you guys think of Kylo Ren? Now I got D. Beaumont resident. Alec, with Paramount and CBS merging, what changed in the future of fan films such as Axanar? Is there a chance we can do more? Probably not. It's the same people in charge of Star Trek. Same bad decisions as regards to fan films. So yeah, I don't think that the change will mean anything. Others have said yes. Others have said it's Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is Fast and Furious in space. I'm okay with that. Listen, I have always said it. JJ movies, Star Wars, Force Awakens, Star Trek, and 2009 and Force Awakens are the same. They're like a sugar high, and you go and you see them, and you're like, hey, that was pretty good. And then you walk out of the theater and you start talking with your friends, and by the time you get to your car, you're like, now wait a second, that makes no sense, right? And so there you go. That was my test for this movie. So like we get out, and Crystal and I get out of the movie, and we're walking, and I'm like, okay, what did you think, Crystal? And she's like, I liked it. I'm like, yeah, I liked it too. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's really jumping out at me that I just thought was kind of, And I only have one big issue. The whole fleet and space thing didn't work for me. It's like, okay, so you have thousands of spaceships. I mean, because they literally say that it's, they're going to outnumber them 10,000 to 1 or something like that. So it's thousands of Star Destroyers. and crews to man them. And who are all these people that built all these Star Destroyers over the years? Right? It's like, what? I need a little more. That none of that makes sense. That was really the only thing that bothered me in this. Whereas usually in a JJ movie, you're like, oh, that's a plot hole, and that's a plot hole, and that made no sense. And that, and this is where I get to JJ is like brilliant visual storyteller, but the stories are more for your emotional pleasure, give you all the little things you want, and not a really good cohesive story. Yeah, JFM doesn't like the Mary Poppins from the last one. Let's see, I'm reading up. KB says, Alex, since you like war stories, a great documentary is on Netflix about the initial battle of the Apache attack squadron that got ambushed in 2003. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check it out. Apache Warrior, I'll have to check that out. Sci-Fi Nation says, say what you will about J.J. Abrams, but he did as well as he could after what Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi. I agree. I'm not knocking Rise of Skywalker at all. Is it a perfect movie? Nope. Is it a good movie? Yeah, it sure is. And I rank it 4 out of the trilogy. Out of the trilogy of trilogies. Out of the 9 movies that make up the Star Wars trilogy. Right? Prequels, Star Wars, sequels. I'm going to rank it 4. It's better than all the prequels. And it's better than any of the new ones. Right, Pee-wee? Pee-wee agrees. And that's kind of where everyone seems to be coming down. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Kylo Ren was a lot better in this movie. His struggle between the light and dark. Agree, Michael Carney. Agree 100%. He was a lot better. Yes, he was a lot better. I definitely like Kylo Ren this time. I thought it was really well done. He was good. I liked Adam Driver this time. I thought they nailed that character. Writing was good. Acting was good. Nailed it. Sturm says Snoke was such a throwaway character. I agree. It was stupid. It was ridiculous. I'm just like, okay. Snoke was he could have been developed into the heir to Palpatine, but using that character was a shortcut and cheap. I don't disagree. So wait, you mean to tell me that after Darth threw him down the bottomless shaft, and after the Death Star blew up, he's still alive? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Was that satisfying at all? Did anyone want to see Palpatine back? Did that give anyone emotional satisfaction? Not me. I don't need to see Palpatine back. Palpatine died. He should stay dead. They should have just had a better character than Snoke, or whatever the smoke, or whatever the. So yeah, I'm with you, Paul, on that. Yeah, where's the crew of the Man of the Star Destroyers? If there's thousands of ships, that's hundreds of thousands of crew. Where'd they all come from? Who built these ships? Do you know what it takes to build a Star Destroyer that size? With planet-killing weapons? You're talking about it taking years and hundreds of thousands of people and gazillions of dollars or credits or whatever they got. So that was my one big challenge there. Now, Alexander Richardson, our good friend and art director, said, oh, well, Palpatine's been working on this for, 30 years or so, right? However long it's been since Return of the Jedi. Okay. Maybe he was working on it while he was building the Death Stars. Okay, yeah. And that's why I'm not going to get hung up on it, right? Okay. Yeah. And as Crystal says about Star Wars, is remember, it's fantasy. Star Wars is fantasy. It's not science fiction. It's science fantasy, right? Yeah, it's basically magic. The Force is magic. It's not freaking midichlorians bullshit. It's magic, right? And I'm okay with that. So it's not our universe. It doesn't have to follow the laws of our universe. So, okay, I'm good with that. I'm good. Kylo should not have been able to go to Exegol. Well, okay, he did. Palpatine did, JFM says, Palpatine did some really good negotiating with the unions to get that fleet built. Yeah, he probably did. I'm guessing there's a lot of slave labor involved. John Kraft says horses on the Star Destroyers. Nope. Yeah. Okay. So we're Exegol. So we're assuming Exegol had a breathable atmosphere. All right. Um, and then they had horses, so they couldn't target their speeders. Okay. Okay. Michael Hart says, "Yep, he was pathetic in the Last Jedi, and the comedy routine with Hux was cringy." The Space Teamsters, John Kraft says, built the ships. Palpatine died, and the Death Star was disintegrated, not crashed on a planet nowhere near Endor. Yeah, listen, agree. They're taking some liberty there, right? You know, they're taking some liberty that it wasn't just disintegrated, that it crashed, that it blew up. Big pieces of it crashed. Troy Light says standard Star Destroyer complement is roughly 45,000 personnel. 100 Star Destroyers equals 4.5 million people. There you go. It's a lot of people. Now, granted, got a lot of planets. That you could recruit that from one planet technically. So I'm right. John Kraft says Darth Hoffa. Darren Mean says that was a reactor vent he was thrown into. The reactor went critical, and so he survived. That the dark side is stronger. Mark Kroberger says, read Dark Empire by Dark Horse Comics, where Palpatine had clones in a hidden chamber on Coruscant. Yeah, that's a good point there. Now, hey, listen, here's another thing. One of the interesting points Kevin Smith makes is Jedi get that this body, that life, is just the beginning, in that there is eternal life. It's when you die, it's like you got to shed this body to be eternal life is the afterlife. It is not this body. It is not the mortal realm. And Kevin's point was the Sith don't get that. The Sith think eternal life happens by perpetuating this body, right? Perpetuating your mortal life. And Kevin made that distinction. I was like, oh, that's really interesting, huh? That's a really interesting take there. So there's a big distinction there. Hello, Panda 44R. Nano to you too. Live long and never surrender. I saw Axanar Comics. Trey, I answered that before. I don't think the merger of CBS and Paramount means anything to fan films. So yeah, that's my take. So, okay, so I listen. I love the conflict in this. I love the conflict between Rey and Kylo Ren. I love the conflict within Kylo Ren. I love the conflict within Rey. I really liked Rey in this movie. I mean, in Force Awakens, okay, she was the main character, okay, but in this movie, I really liked her. You know, and I really liked Finn. Dude, Finn rocked in this movie. He was confident. He was force sensitive. I really, really liked it. I really liked Finn. I thought they did a great job with him. And Poe's kind of like more comic relief. So Poe's kind of more Han Solo-ish, right? And Finn's kind of, more serious. And that was cool. I was cool with that because I liked both those characters. Disney may not use Legends Extended Universe completely, but they do own the rights to use that material as they see fit. Yeah, Mark, you're exactly right. Our rabbit's going nuts downstairs. He really wants something. Bugs, hold on. I just got to wait. I hear his plastic dish being banged around, and when he's banging his plastic dish around, it means he wants something, probably food. We hooked him up. We gave him a banana. We gave him feed. Yeah, what do you want? He's a bunny. Michael Carter, how are you? Good. You just saw the movie. So yeah, okay. Listen, visually, this movie is stunning. It really is. It is spectacular. I love the way that JJ shows the fleets in ways you haven't seen them before. It makes me think of Axanar and thinks, wow, man, let's look at that. Let's look at what different ways to see these fleets. JJ's opening our eyes to different ways to see these battles. And so that was really interesting. The Kylo Ren and his helmet. That's one thing I'm just not down with through all the movies. I'm like, because in this one, he's having the helmet repaired. That's really important, and he's got the red pinstriping, right? Kevin Smith calls it Batmobile 66 red. It's pinstriping. I was like, isn't that okay? Big freaking deal. You don't wear the helmet most of the rest of the movie. Why is it so important to get it put back together? I don't know. That didn't work for me. All right. By the way, you guys didn't identify anything that you wanted in the Aries Studio store, and that's fine. But if you want something half off, you got to tell me. By the way, in the Aries Studio store, all proceeds go to Aries Studios. And join the Aries Patreon. Trey, can you put the Aries Patreon link in there? How are you doing, Pee-wee? Oh, man. Pee-wee. Please, our Patreon, please give to our Patreon. Even if it's $2 a month, all you guys out there, please, $2 a month. I want my $2. You can, $2, right? That's not even a latte at Starbucks. It's like half a latte at Starbucks. That's like a quarter of a latte at Starbucks these days, if you're in Canada especially. So what's up, buddy? You okay? Yeah? Oh, that's sweet. Okay, what else did I like about this movie? I listened to the lightsaber duel between Rey and Kylo Ren on the down Death Star. That was pretty awesome, right? That's pretty awesome. Rey's pretty powerful, right? She's flirting with the dark side there, but man, that that was a great scene. And her healing Kylo Ren is what leads him to the light. Leads him to the light side of the Force. So that was pretty good. Oh, we missed the whole, when they went to the planet and they ran into Lando. So they go down the planet, big festival happening, which is kind of cool. I liked it. I like seeing the different people. And then we see, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole. It's one thing to project your thoughts through space because you're Jedi. Okay. I'll give you that. It's magic. Okay. But for Kylo Ren to be able to snatch the beads, okay, you're stretching your magic a little bit there. I don't know how you guys felt about that. Oh, yeah. What, buddy? Oh, that's a good point, Fred Hensley. Why did Ben Kenobi, Yoda, Ben Solo, and Luke Leia Skywalker physically disappear when they died, but not Qui-Gon Jinn? Good point there. Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good question, Fred. Right? Good question. That's interesting. Okay. So anyway, back to the story. So I like the stuff on the desert planet. Although, wait a second. Why do the stormtroopers have bikes? What are those bikes with the big treads that look like unit tread space haulers from Major Matt Mason? What's up with that? Why wouldn't they have jet bikes in the desert? Right? Well, I guess you want to merchandise some more bikes that are different, right? I don't know. But that was like another little thing. I was like, really? Why do we have that? I mean, listen, stormtroopers with jetpacks, I'm down with. That was cool, right? And so that whole desert chase scene was cool. And it's great that we find Lando Calrissian, that he saves them all. That's awesome. It was great to see Billy D. Williams. I love that. I mean, he's awesome, right? It is space magic. The little droid with the wheel. Oh, what was his name? It escapes me. Yeah, the little droid with the wheel and the cone-shaped head. Yeah, he was cool. Played an important part, right? He gave him the location when they needed it. Yeah, but the silver bullet, Qui-Gon, remember, Yoda says that he's going to teach Obi-Wan how to communicate with those who have passed, including Qui-Gon. So, yeah, so I don't know about that. Um, we'll see. Hey, Trace, put up the URL for the uh, the Patreon campaign, please. So Billy D was great, right? Man, he's got charisma, man. That guy just exudes it. It was awesome having him back. So I like that. And then the whole Rey and Kylo Ren force, give the force grab to the ship. That was kind of intense. I was like, wow, we're really working on big things here, huh? So I was down with that. And then we get, Chewie's on the Star Destroyer, and then we go up there, and then it's a rescue. We got to rescue him from the prison, just like in the in Star Wars. That was a nice callback, right? Landing on the hangar deck was a nice callback. There was a lot of cool stuff there. Richard E. Grant, I thought, was a great villain, right? And I kind of am glad that they got rid of Hux, because he was kind of a doofus. Right, he was kind of a bozo, man. Oh, he was the spy, right? Because he hates Kylo Ren. Okay, all right. Well, he gets his, and that's okay. Because now we're serious. Richard Grant's a badass, and he wants everyone to die. The new cute droid is merchandise. No, Darren, you cannot get Sonia Alexander's clothes half off. All right, what else we got? There should have been at least one stormtrooper with tassels on the handlebars of his bike. Okay, so all those nice little call outs. We're back on a jungle planet for the rebel base, right? Kind of like Yavin in Star Wars. I like that. And then they go to launch it. Oh, Rey goes. She wants to escape, right? And she's trying to throw away the lightsaber, and boom, and Luke pops up. And what does he do? Pulls his old T-65 X-wing out of the water. All right, great callback to Empire Strikes Back, right? Great to see Luke's X-wing. Great that Rey's going to be using Luke's X-wing. I mean, again, this is what JJ does so well. Boom. A little emotional. I'm going to throw you a little emotional thing here. Here's a little gimme. I'm going to give you that, right? I'm going to give you a little emotional tug here. Oh, I'm going to give you his X-wing, right? So JJ does a great job of that, right? And he endears the movie to you by doing that. So I kind of liked all that. Oh, by the way, so Rey leaves. Rey takes Kylo Ren's ship, right, and takes off. Does she take his? Is that when she takes his ship, or yeah, and takes off for the planet where Luke was hiding? Okay. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren been revived after getting lightsaber through the heart by Rey. Well, through the gut. Wherever he was, he's all healed now. And what do we have? We have Han Solo showing up, which was awesome. I love seeing Harrison Ford, right? Again, boop, here you go. And you're like, yeah, Pee-wee, here you go, Pee-wee. Yeah, yeah, buddy. And so that was really awesome, right? I like seeing it. It was good. How to, Kylo Ren thinks, Kylo Ren is like, I hate to draw a parallel to Christianity, right? But this is the central theme of Christ and Christianity. No one's irredeemable. No one's irredeemable if you embrace forgiveness, right? And that was what Han Solo was preaching. Kylo Ren was like, I'm too far gone. And Han Solo was like, no, you're not. You're not. I forgive you. Right? Great moment between the two of them. I mean, this is two awesome actors Really, I mean, you got the old guard and Harrison Ford, you got Adam Driver, the new hotness, and boy, they really nail that scene. I thought that scene was great. Let's see what else you guys have to say here. So yeah, so that scene's great. So then when Kylo Ren shows up, we're feeling good. And then who's he fight? He fights his knights, right? When he gets to Exodar is the planet for for Mork and Mindy. I'm going to use it anyway. When he gets to Exodar, he has to fight the Knights of Ren, right? Oh, that was really cool. That was pretty damn cool. So yeah, I like that. I like that. And yeah, and he messes him up. Let's just say that. Let's just say he messes him up. Sturm says the salvaged TIE fighter Kylo procures from the wreckage of the Death Star didn't have hyperdrive, so he could not have made it to Exegol. How do you know it didn't have hyperdrive? What did he get? I don't even know what did he have? What did he land on Exegol with? I don't even remember. David Coxwell says I teared up at that scene. Yeah, listen, that was a great scene, right? Great scene between Harrison Ford and Adam Driver. Loved it. Love, right? Because listen, maybe I'm in the minority, but in Force Awakens, I loved Han Solo's death. I loved it. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Loved Han Solo. I loved the way it happened. I loved Chewie's scream. I was just like, damn, that was good. You know, because we knew he wanted to go out. So it was really good to see Han Solo back. It's Exegol. David says it's Exegol. Okay. Yes, hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like button because we only have... How do we only have 26 likes and 56 viewers? Come on, that's 30 of you are being lazy mofos. Come on, I want to see that number go up right now. All you people, hit that like button. Come on, 26 of you. Geez. Darren Means, have you hit the like button? David Coxwell, Paul, Tesla, go hit the like button. Trey, come on, let's go, people. Get moving and hit that like button. Okay, back to the movie. Okay, so we land on the planet, and, you know, it's kind of, you know, at first I was like, they need a nav beacon to take off? All right, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of them. How do they keep in formation? All right, whatever. I'll give it to them, right? And then I like the fact that they immediately, boom, the bad guys switched to the beacon on the ship. I was like, oh, cool. It ain't that easy, is it, guys? And all that stuff. Listen, visual effects were amazing, right? Oh my God, the visual effects were great in this movie. So loved it. Did I love the horses running on the Death Star? Not really. I'll give it to you. You know, they just threw some explosives and that kind of took out the nav thing. Not sure I was buying that. It's like, how did you know that hatch was going to blow up that signal up there? Not crazy about that. All right, let's see. Sci-Fi Nation says, need to have an Axagal's calendar. All right, talk to Crystal about that. John Peter Presson, Prospolstis. Oh, I keep butchering your name. I can't say what you said. There's no politics in Axanar. Light speed skipping. Yeah, so I think the point about light speed skipping is you're jumping without calculations, so you're playing Russian roulette every single time, right? So yeah, especially so that's the whole point of it. Let's see. Oh, Michael Carney is in the UK. Well, God bless you for staying up so late, sir. We greatly appreciate that. And please subscribe to our Patreon. We would love that. 42 likes. We're up to 42 likes. Thank you. So anyway, so hey, yeah, there are other videos about Rose getting the short shrift in this movie. Agreed. And what the hell is Dominic Monaghan doing in this movie? Right? It's like total throwaway character. We did not need Dominic Monaghan in this movie. Right? He was one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. I saw him and I was like, okay. Well, between him and Greg Grunberg and Rose, like I only needed one of those three. And I definitely didn't need Greg Grunberg, right? So Dominic Monaghan was just so disposable. You want Greg Grunberg, JJ, because he's always in your movies. That's cool. I get it. You're a loyal man, and I like that. So good for you. Okay, Greg Grunberg, we'll take. Rose, man, you made a big deal out of Rose in the last movie. In this movie, she had nothing to do, right? She was twisting wrenches. I just thought it was, wow, you gave her short shrift, right? So, yeah, so come on, dude. Yeah, the girl that I think is Finn's love interest there at the end, the ex-stormtrooper. Yeah, I'd like to see more of her. But so yeah, so that's it with characters. Like, all right. Oh yeah, Trey. Yes, Nicole and Crystal. There's 2 months right there. We'll get Freya from the bridge, dead girl from the Ares bridge, right? That's 3, and then we got Erin is 4, and then we got Brienne is 5. We got 6. 7. We got a full calendar. Yeah, we could do the women of Axanar, but I don't want to be sexist. I don't know. Maybe that comes off as sexist in this day and age to do a girls' calendar. Okay. Yes, Dominic Monaghan was in Lost. For sure. Let's say. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, so, and then we got the big battle at the end between Rey and Palpatine and Kylo Ren, and Palpatine's kind of strong, huh? Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, oh wait, he's hooked up to a machine and he can still best those two. Really? All right, Sith, okay. If that's it, and and I don't know how I feel about. Well, first of all, Rey then pulls out the 2 lightsabers and I don't know any other way to say it. She fucks up Palpatine, right? she takes him to the woodshed, and that's all she wrote. He gets, wow. Do not make that woman mad. Not when she's got 2 lightsabers. And I love the whole. Love the whole 2 lightsaber thing, right? That was really cool. Like she's got Luke's lightsaber and she's got Leia's lightsaber. All right, cool. That's really cool, right? And I love Leia's role here. I love that she's the Jedi Master, that she was training Rey. I love that. That's all really cool. Yeah, it's interesting that we all remember Princess Leia, the young hot thing, in the metal bikini, and now she's like General Leia Organa. It's amazing what 40 years will do. And I don't know the backstory between when Leia died, when Carrie Fisher died, but boy, I mean, they got the right scenes, huh? Because they got what they needed. Dominic, it's Dominic, not Dominique, I believe. Steve, yeah, well, she didn't strike him down. Troy Light says forced teleportation for the lightsaber, but didn't Palpatine say that if she struck him down, he would inhabit her body? Yeah, she didn't strike him down. She basically incinerated his sorry ass with forceness, I guess. Like what Mace Windu did to Palpatine in Episode 3, but 1,000 times worse. Yeah, pretty much, right? That's kind of where we are. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of
Interesting, huh? Okay. Um, so yeah. And then Adam Driver saves her at the end. You know, Kylo Ren saves Rey at the end. Um, so it was interesting. I had my money on that Rey was obviously Skywalker's kid, but no, she's Palpatine's. I was like, oh, okay, well, that was cool. I like that. And so let's see. Ah, Sturm says she actually has Anakin's saber. The one Luke constructed is still missing in action. Okay, that's interesting. Fred Hensley says that was the second time Palpatine was messed up by his own Force lightning being reflected back on himself, wondering why he didn't just stop. Well, hey, Rey's got Force lightning because she's got Sith blood in her, but she embraced the light. So, like, Rey is like the most powerful Jedi ever, right? Like, she's like super badass. You know, maybe she's Yoda level, right? But yeah. So there you go. So that's it. And we get by the way, the scene where I forget the character's name gives Chewbacca his medal. Okay. We all knew that. I mean, that is such fan service, but it's good fan service, right? That was great. Thank you, JJ. That was a great moment. I really like that. So, Darren, if you haven't seen the movie by now, you've been watching this whole episode. We told you there were spoilers. Skywalker's all dead. Palpatine's granddaughter lives and takes the Skywalker name. So in the end, Palpatine wins. No, he doesn't, Troy. He loses. He loses because his own kin rejects him, and goes to the other side. Palpatine loses in the worst way possible. Palpatine got body slammed and then squashed and then incinerated. Yeah, Palpatine's you're losing. I'm sorry, Pee-wee. Is this too much for you? All right. You want down? All right, I'll go down. He's like, I can't handle it when Alec gets all passionate about Star Wars. Now he's going to walk through all the patches on the floor and mess them up as you always do. I've got all the patches on the floor as I'm fulfilling them for you guys here. I'll just take off really quick and see how I have patch. See all the patches are on the floor in little piles, all nice, neat piles until Pee-wee stomps through them like Godzilla through Tokyo. Thanks, Pee-wee. You're a cutie. He's in his bat cave. Okay. That's well. Yeah. I'm curious though. We heard all the Jedi's voices. Two of them were Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. So which one is the real Obi-Wan? They're both Obi-Wans. One's young and one's old. That's pretty simple. Well, the Skywalker lineage is genetically dead, but the spirit lives on, and that's what the Force is, right? What did we just say? The mortal realm is not eternal life. The Skywalker name is one of the light side of the Force, and so it lives in spirit. It doesn't live in body. That's what we're talking about here. So get with the program, people. The prequels made it out that Anakin was very powerful in the Force, yet couldn't detect Palpatine through the Force at all. He was right there. Well, Yoda couldn't detect Palpatine either, right? So no big deal there. Trey, you are so awesome. Constantly updating us with URLs. You are Trey. By the way, everyone, I'm sure everyone knows about Axanar Comics. Listen, Trey is on 8 o'clock every Friday night, right before us. You got to watch his show, and then as the lead into our show. Hey, we're up to 60 concurrent viewers. Thank you very much. Well, now we're down to 58. But likes are up to 46. Good job there. So, always watch Trey's show before our show. 8 o'clock, Trey McElwain, Axanar Comics. Go subscribe to his channel. I love Trey. He's amazing, and he's doing great work. So,
Space Magic is tight. Yeah, it is. Oh, well, Pee-wee is not a Chewini. Pee-wee is a Chihuahua. We have two Chewinis, but yes. Pee-wee is a full-blooded tan Chihuahua, right, Pee-wee? What do you want? Or do you have to go out? Maybe it's time to go out? We haven't had you out in a while, huh? Okay. We have to take him out, and it's time to wrap up the show. Anyway, so, listen, I loved, listen, folks, I loved Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was great. It's not the perfect movie. It's not better than any of the originals, right? It's Pee-wee, where are you going? Pee-wee, come here. Come here, Pee-wee. Come here. Come here. He is the worst. The worst. He doesn't get come. Come here, Pee-wee. Come here. Come here. There he is. You see him? There he is. Look at him. Right? Pee-wee, come here. He just looks at me and is like, what do you want? What do you want? Thank you, Black Box. He is a cute dog. Mark Groberg says, well, actually, Luke is a real concept. The Force was based on the Chinese yin-yang as there's a balance in the universe, like scales. Yes, exactly. And listen, there's a lot of Kurosawa inspiration in... Pee-wee, where are you going? Pee-wee. Hold on a second, folks. We got to get Pee-wee. Just because I'm a little worried about him. He hasn't been out in a few hours. Pee-wee, come here. Come here. Oh. So, forgive me. I just don't want him peeing upstairs, Every once in a while, he's like, look, you haven't taken me out in 6 hours. I'm going to pee wherever the fuck I want. Yes, a nice finish for Carrie Fisher's role. Yeah, and the ending. I love the way they wrapped it up. Love it. Love it, JJ. Brilliant. Back to Tatooine. Rey's there, right? She buries the lightsaber. Or is it both lightsabers? She buries both lightsabers. Was that correct? I love that. Loved it. And then there's that, and then... Oh, Pete was trying to lead you out of the room. Yeah, I know, Gavin. I think he wants to go. And then at the end, the old lady, the traveler's like, oh, no one's lived here for a while. What's your name? Rey, what's your, Rey what? And you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Rey Skywalker. God bless. That's the way you adopt the spirit. You are the inheritor of, this is the Rise of Skywalker. We see that at the end. That is the Rise of Skywalker. So, love it. Love it. And if you're going to listen, I was having a great conversation with another YouTuber today. Not Trey, someone else. And we were talking about all the hatred on YouTube. And let me just say, there are channels which shall not be named, and they know that being negative gets them more views than being positive. And so they purposely are negative. Look at the channels that are constantly negative about Star Trek, constantly negative about Star Wars, anything or Marvel. They're going to bitch about Brie Larson. They're going to bitch about social justice warriors, right? It's the group. It's the same group. They all support each other and they all bitch and moan and they're all negative and blah. All right? I'm sick of your shit. I really am. I want to enjoy my movies. And if you just want to be negative about everything and call everyone a social justice warrior who's a different color or a different sex or a different something than you, well, go fuck yourselves, guys. Because no one's interested. People are getting tired of your shit. How about some positivity? This is why I love JP Poole. JP Poole is relentlessly positive. I love JP. Trey's the same way. Positive, right? Matt Jarbo and I were talking today. Dude, the guy's he's objective. His reviews are always intellectual. All right? They're well thought out. If he doesn't like something, he gives you the reasons. It's not just, this unrelenting negativity from these channels. And you guys know what they are because you probably watch them sometimes. It just piss me off. Right? And it's like, and who are you anyway? You're just a fan.
You're just a fan who's trying to make money on YouTube, so you go and be negative, right? I'm sorry, that does it. Here, we're fans. We love this stuff, and I loved Star Wars. I loved Rise of Skywalker. I'll probably go see it again in the movie theater. Good job, JJ. Way to bring the trilogy home. Fourth best movie in the trilogy in my book. No, there's no politics in Axanar. We don't talk politics here. But that doesn't mean I can't bitch about people who are bitching about social justice warriors. I'm so freaking tired of hearing people bitch about that stuff. Just shut up. Not everyone's a social justice warrior because they're different, or this is a female lead, or they say something. It's just like everyone. You know what? And if I have to hear some other idiot talk about snowflakes, stop it. Stop with the hatred in this country, people. You people are really annoying the shit out of me, right? It's just really, let's be positive. We enjoyed Star Wars. Crystal and I enjoyed it. I hope you will go out and see it. I hope you will go out and enjoy it. If you haven't seen it yet, well, it's been spoiled for you, but go out and see it anyway because it's good. JP Poole, Egotastic Fun Time. Yes, go watch him. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Axanar Comics, please. Also, Orville Nation is another good one. Our friend PJ. Ironic. Orville Nation is PJ. Egotastic Fun Time, which is all about Orville, is JP. The Kenobi fan film is fantastic. I have not seen it yet. I will, John Peter. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, Kevin. It is the fourth best of the trilogy. Of the 9 movies in the trilogy, it's the fourth best. It's better than any with prequels, and it's better than any of the new ones. It's better than Force Awakens. It's clearly better than Force Awakens. Force Awakens has so many problems with it. And The Last Jedi is the worst of the 9 movies. So there you go. That's my take on it. I didn't hate on the prequels. I didn't hate on them. I just don't think they're great. I really don't. He's so busy telling a story that its characterization suffers, I think. Yeah, the reimagined Kenobi Vader sword fight is really good. Silver Bullet says, Alec, I should have known your blood type B+. I'm not sure I get that. David Coxwell says, Axanar, what was it like directing the Star Trek episode fan film episode Kutumba? I didn't direct it. He who shall not be named directed it, but it rhymes with Dick. And but I was one of the producers. I basically rescued it. When the movie that episode was never going to be seen until I got the hard drive. First, I got the Dick to give the film to James Cawley because the Dick was holding it. Once James Cawley got it, he had no one to edit it. So I went in October of 2013. I got the hard drive, gave it to Mark Edward Lewis, who did all the work on the post production, and that's how we came out with Kutumba. So really, just kind of me as a producer, Mark Edward Lewis as post production supervisor, editor. Just he's great. We criticize Star Wars and Star Trek because we love them. We don't like the abomination that they become. That's the same reason we love Axanar. Thank you. Listen, HX 823. I'm not as harsh on Star Trek as others are. I don't begrudge anyone who hates Discovery. I don't hate Discovery. It's okay. It's okay in my book. It's another Star Trek, right? It's another take on Star Trek. And our takes on Star Trek are all going to be different. They've decided to go in a direction that I would not go. I think we have shown how you tell original Star Trek. You don't bring in Discovery and say it's happened 20 years before Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, because it didn't. It looks like it. So we talked about that before. But I don't. You can criticize Star Trek, criticize Star Wars all you want. I don't think they're evil. Okay. Sci-Fi Nation says I put out my first edited video a couple of days ago. Congratulations. All
Oh, be positive. Yes, absolutely. Be positive. Yeah, and something about the original, the prequels, the Star Wars prequels is they're interesting. They're good. They're not great. I think that's where it comes. There's stuff where you're going, ugh, yes, like Jar Jar. I mean, just, um, Michael Carney asked me what I think of Star Trek Continues. Good for a recreation. It's good. I think you can only go so far when you're trying to not just do Star Trek. You're trying to recreate the original series, and then you've got actors who are trying to be Kirk, Spock, not just Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. They're trying to be Shatner, Nimoy, and Kelly. That's a mistake, because it's always going to come off like a fan film. Like, they're good, and I applaud everyone involved in all those, but not my cup of tea. I want to see something original. Dave Coxwell, are you and James Cawley on speaking terms? Sadly not. I've reached out to him. When we got sued, he became literally an asshole to us. And that's a shame. All right. But James has always run hot and cold with me. We've been friends, and he's liked me and hated me a few times. I sent him a very nice email after Shatner appeared at his sets the first time. I sent him a very nice email. I said, James, I'm so happy that you got to have your childhood hero on your sets. I'm sure that was a dream come true. Congratulations. I wish you the best. Did I hear back from him? No. Why? I'm told because his acolytes, all those, sycophants that are surround James, were like, no, Alex evil, don't reply. All right, sorry. I made the effort. I can sleep at night. I sent him a very nice email, reached out. He slapped my hand away. That's on him. That's not on me. Okay. Well, that's it. Listen, we're past our time. I want to wrap this up. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Trey, my YouTube producer here, who's as always doing a spectacular job. Go see Axanar Comics. Make sure you check that out. Please donate to our Patreon campaign, because that's what's keeping the lights open in the studio. Next week, we'll talk more about what's coming up in the studio. We're looking to buy a new building, buy some land, build a building to move our sets into next year. We hope to expand the studio, really have some spectacular things planned if we can pull them off, if we can raise the money. So we will keep you posted. Thank you, everyone, for all you do and all you've done for us, for all your donations. Please go to the Aries Studio store and buy some goodies, because all that swag, all the money from that swag goes to the studio. Mark says, I'm sorry for not recognizing your name. Prelude Axanar was amazing. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate it. Adega Outlaw, our thoughts and prayers are with you, sir. Please be well. We're pulling for you. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this show. We love talking about Star Wars. We all love Star Wars just as much as, well, not as much as we like Star Trek, but we all are Star Trek fans. We all like Star Wars. It's all good geekness to us, and I thank you all for coming here tonight. It was a great show. We will be back next week. Sunday night, there's an exclusive Patreon exclusive live stream. So if you want to come back and chat some more, you got to be a Patreon donor. Please go to Patreon. The link's in here. Donate. Give $2 a month is all you need to give. $5 would be nice. 10 would be better. 20 makes you a De Medici. But whatever, give us $2 a month, and there are specials. Today we posted a special to get a Aries Studio mug for half off. Those are just perks for donors to our to the Aries Studio Patreon. Thank you, Brian Kesterson says, thanks again for creating some great content. A happy New Year to all at Axanar. Thank you. Listen, as always, live long and prosper. Peace be with you. We look forward to seeing you Sunday if you're a Patreon donor, and the rest of you we'll see next Friday. And until then, peace out, guys.